Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Common Myths About Aging. Today we're going to talk about sex and the senior citizen, or older adults don't have sex anymore. So, for the sake of clarity, I'm going to divide this talk into four parts: general thoughts as a group, including some of the societal concepts about the subject, because they do alter how we tend to see ourselves; women, because in terms of numbers, well, there are more in this age category, and because changes due to aging have different effects; men, who have a whole other group of issues to deal with; and I'll finish up with the good news because we all want good news. So the issue here is that the mores of society, the seniors as non-sexual beings concept, hasn't been around that long. Remember that until the early 20th century, most of us did not make it to our 70s and up. Those that did were probably widowed and on the frail side, and so the non-sexual viewpoint could become the norm. As well, the viewpoint tends to stem from a younger generation, particularly as the cult of youth took root. Now that we're living longer, although the possibilities are different, we're still dealing with the belief systems of the past. Is sex the same as seniors? No. But then, usually neither was the mid-30s sex, which tended to be compartmentalized into our busy lives, the same as the inescapably so hormonally driven teenage coupling. Romantically, the two concepts of sex and intimacy became joined, which does not allow for single seniors to enjoy their sexuality. We're often viewed as having lost interest, and if we are interested, it's been deemed improper. Now, some researchers have studied sexual satisfaction in older adults and found positive results. In fact, according to a study on psychology and aging by the American Psychological Association in May of 2019, older adults reported no significant difference in intimacy. As well, a third of older adults, 60 to 82 years old, reported more sexual thoughts and sexual activity than the average younger adult. Can we say the mind is willing? However, other effects can affect the sex lives of older adults. Low sex drive is reported in nearly 50% of sexually active females aged 75 to 85 years, with around 40% of older females report being unable to climax. Why? Well, the vagina can become shorter and narrower, with the vaginal wall becoming thinner and stiffer. There may also be less vaginal lubrication, so sex can be painful. Now, the use of lubricants can, of course, help this issue, but side issues caused by menopause, such as disturbed sleep, mood swings, self-dissatisfaction due to societal pressures around youth and beauty, the fact that often there's no relationship to allow for intimacy, and little desire to enter the dating pool, is also a deterrent. The number themselves don't help. Male to female ratios over 70 are 8 out of 10. Over 80 it drops to 6 out of 10. So, in a cisgendered world, the numbers alone make it more difficult. This has led to jealous outbursts, arguments, and bitterness in some seniors' residences. Now, for men, the most common sexual difficulties is ED or erectile dysfunction. Let's face it, testosterone levels drop starting as early as mid-30s. By the time age 50 hits, this may affect sex drive and the time it takes for arousal. Erections may be less firm, may last for a shorter time than before, and it may take longer to ejaculate. But ED can also be a sign of underlying health conditions that may need medical attention. It's a long list: cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hypertension, damage from cancer or surgery injuries, being overweight, drug or alcohol use, smoking, anxiety. Medications such as Viagra can help with ED, so if that's a problem, talk to your doctor. And although body dissatisfaction is predominantly female, the numbers are changing, and more men now experience some level of body shame. Thank you, social media. Yet, above the age of 80, around 15 to 25% of males report engaging in sexual activity. It can't just be bragging. So, the good news: change is happening. As a larger population of seniors are aging in place and maintaining independence, worries about societal attitudes are lessened. Many seniors residents have sexual expressions policies that instruct staff to respect residents' privacies and decision making. On the downside, though, according to the Centers for Disease Control's annual Sexually Transmitted Disease Surveillance Report, Cases of several common sexually transmitted infections have reached historic highs among elderly populations. These include chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and HIV. Now, what I couldn't find was any evidence of any therapeutic education on self-care, or what the possibilities for sex are available to those who may be stuck in the outdated views of seniors and sex. But finally, you know that change is real when you see it in a sitcom. So I want to say hats off to Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin for Grace and Frankie. They looked at, made us laugh at, and normalized seniors using vibrators and lubricant, having sex, showed us the effects of Alzheimer's from a gay male perspective, and shone light on a whole lot of other joys and pitfalls of aging. So thank you, and I look forward to more. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope you're a little more comfortable with your own sexuality, and moving forward, you're not worried about what it can be, because it doesn't end. Now, I was halfway through putting this together, and I realized that it was thoroughly cisgendered in approach. And although the medical issues are the same, the social constructs and pitfalls are quite different. Therefore, I will, in the near future, be talking about sex and senior living for the LGBTQIA population. So stay tuned and have fun in the meantime.